Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vaditamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram. Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Draka Tadrishyam Draktumanasam Drishyadi Vrittaya Sakshi Drage Vanatu Drishyate. So far in this Drig-Drishya Vivek, we have seen an inquiry into who am I. Yeah? That has shown that the experiencer or the seer, which is called Drik, is different to the experienced or seen called Drishya. And there is a very large difference between these two. They are poles apart. The seer and the seen are of completely different nature. Just this knowledge itself is very liberating because we have taken ourselves to be the seen. We have either identified with an object outside or with the body or the mind or the intellect. And all these aspects, body, mind, intellect, and certainly objects outside, all of them are seen. And their nature is they come, they go, they are inert, they are limited, and they are subject to perishing. And when I identify with that, then I consider myself to be that. And that causes me great sorrow. However, the true seer is pure consciousness, and that pure consciousness is vilakshana. Vilakshana means completely different. Yeah. It is not born and it does not die. Yeah. It is sentient, it is not inert. It is infinite, it is not finite. And it is pure existence. Yeah. So this is the nature of the true, my true self, my true self. However, currently I am living with my untrue self, my false self. This false self is called ego. And last week we had seen how the ego goes through waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. Yeah. And it gathers a variety of experiences. Yeah. But all these experiences are taking place to the ego. They are affecting the ego. They affect the ego. They don't affect the true self. Satchidananda Atma is unscathed by all the experiences of waking, all the experiences of dream, and the apparent non-experience of objects in deep sleep. So the true self is not affected by any of these things. Okay. Now a question comes. Where has this ego come from? There's a different way we can look at it. We said the nature of consciousness is also existence. Consciousness is also existence because it is not born and it does not die. It is always there. So the nature of the seer is existence. The seen is different to the seer. Now, if the seer is existence and the seen is different to it, then what is the nature of this seen? Is it non-existent? Because what's different to existence? Different to existence is non-existence only. Oh, these are tough questions to start the class with, Swamiji. You should have started with something simpler. Why have you gone with these things? Not my fault. The text is doing this only. I was also reading it saying, oh, heavy duty. Bit heavy duty, this one. But basically, seer is consciousness existence. Seen is the opposite of that. Opposite of consciousness, we say inert. But now opposite of the existence, what do you call that? Non-existence? So this question comes, what is the nature of this world that I'm seeing? What is the nature of this universe, this Jagat? What is its nature? Is it really there? Is it existing? Or is it non-existing? Or is there some other thing that's going on there? Oh, okay. Okay. This is a very important inquiry. Why is it an important inquiry? Because as seekers, as we try to evolve in our journey to come to discover the truth, one of our biggest obstacles will be our attachment to the world. And the attachment to the world is born out of a false understanding of the world. We have a very false understanding of this world. And if we remove that false understanding, you will find that it's very easy to let go of things. And so let us explore now, what is the nature of this Jagat? Also, what is the source of this Jagat? Where has it come from? So now verse 13 starts, and I'll get Priya can chant verse 13.
Shakti-dvayam hi mayaya. Shakti-dvayam hi mayaya. Vikshepa-vritirupakam. Vikshepa-vritirupakam. Vikshepa-shakti-lingadi. Vikshepa-shakti-lingadi. Brahmandantam jagat-srujet. Brahmandantam jagat-srujet.
Okay, so indeed, Maya has two powers. One of the nature of projecting and one of the nature of veiling. The projecting power, beginning from subtle body, the experiencer, goes all the way to the total universe, creates this world. Okay. So now this text has introduced the concept of Maya. This Maya. Those who study this Vedanta, we've all heard this Maya and we are all thoroughly confused by Maya. None of us ever understand what on earth is this Maya. Sometimes we have a friend called Maya. She can also be very confusing as well. We don't know. Maya, when it's given to a person's name, Maya also means love. But here, Maya doesn't mean love. Maya is the power that is inherent in Brahman. So it is Brahman's power. Brahman, because we go God, God's power. Because Brahman, we know, substratum. That Brahman has got this power, Shakti, Shakti, or Maya. And this Maya Shakti got two aspects, Shakti, Dvayam, two aspects, Dvaya. Vikshepa, Vikshepa means project. Kship means to throw. Vikshepa, thrown very well. Something that is thrown very well. Good outfielder can throw the ball very far. Vikshepa. Yeah. So Vikshepa and Avriti. Avriti means to cover, conceal, hide, obstruct. And here, veil. Veil is the word. Like, you know, when bride gets married, there's a veil. That veil covers her face. You don't know who she is. That's her get out of jail clause. So in case last minute she has different thinking about getting married to this chap, put a different person under the veil. And then he opens, this is not the person I thought, but he already said, I do, rings are exchanged, finished. Veil is that which conceals and hides. Avriti, Rupakam. So two powers, one is power of veiling, one is power of projecting. Now this Vikshepa Shakti hi Jagat Srijet. This Vikshepa Shakti creates the world. The power of projection is the one that creates the entire world. Oh, Vikshepa Shakti hi Jagat Srijet. What is the nature of this world? Lingadi Brahmandantam. From the experiencer all the way to the world of experience. When we say experiencer here, we mean body, mind, intellect, jiva. From ego all the way to the up to the Brahma Loka. I mean the highest possible worlds that exist. From ego to the very end of the universe, we might say. The end of the universe. It creates everything. Everything is created by this Vikshepa Shakti. Okay. Now let us have a look. How does this work? We're very fortunate because we exist in a time period where there's a thing called cinema. Cinema is the best. Poor Shankaracharya didn't have cinema in his days. So very hard to explain this concept. We are very lucky. Cinema is there. Theater. When you go to a theater, what happens? 200 people enter into one nice room, which I think we're not allowed to go anymore because of COVID. But in the pre-COVID days, when we could go to cinema, and in that cinema, one white screen, pure white screen is sitting there. And 200 people come, sit down. And they start eating popcorn, start talking to each other, start gossiping about who did what. And then all of a sudden, lights go down. The lights have to become very dark. And the lights become so dark, you can't see anything now. Even when you put your hand to get popcorn, you don't know if you put it in your bucket or the next person's bucket. You don't know whose bucket you're putting popcorn. It's so dark, can't see anything. In this darkness, your sight is veiled. And all of a sudden, all the things around you, hidden. Yeah. And then, project. The movie is projected. And in that movie, anything and everything is projected. You can have the thoughts and emotions of the character. Sometimes they start like that. Some narration is there. And that person is giving out their own thoughts. That 20 years ago, this is a story I want to tell you. In 1998, something very big happened. Oh, and now this tale is about what happened in 1998. Now, when it's happening, that's that person's inner monologue is taking place. He's telling that. That's also part of the story. Then all of a sudden, they flash back to that time. And you'll see a world. No mobile phone, no smartphone. Oh, it almost seems like Jurassic Park. There was no smartphone. Smartphone is only 13 years old. Anything prior to 13 years old, no smartphone. Oh, very hard to understand how people existed. There was a thing called a payphone. And you carry money and you put it into the payphone and you call people. Such ancient, wonderful technology was going on. Yeah, and dinosaurs were running around behind you as well. So long ago it was. So now they show you that entire scene of 1998. And you see everything, the cars, you see the shops, you see technology, you see the people, the fashion. Jagat Srijat, everything is shown. Yeah. And when you start paying attention to it enough, in these two factors, darkness of the reality, which means obscuring or veiling of the reality. The reality is I'm just sitting in a chair watching a blank screen. That's the reality. And although it's saying 1998, it's actually 2020. Reality is 2020, me sitting comfortably in a room. But now darkness has come and that gets obstructed. And then a projection takes place and this new world comes out. And when I pay enough attention to it, all of a sudden, I start feeling I'm in that world only. And I start thinking, oh, you see one person running. And that person running, then behind him, 3 other men are running, dark coats, waving guns. And then you feel for the first person, run, run. That feeling is there. Well, the feeling has come because you're identified with that person. Identify with that person. Yeah. And he runs into an alley and bangs on a door and kicks that door in. And then finally hides in a secret room. And the 3 gundas, they run past. You feel relieved. Oh, very good. He got away. You're feeling relieved. You're sitting again, 2020. You are sitting in comfortable village cinema. But worried about this man in the alley. Identification. So now, 2 factors had to take place in that movie. Darkness, projection. And when that happens, me, the one who is sitting there, the observer, spectator, sakshi, all of a sudden, I pay attention and I get lost into that movie. Yeah. And then also I identify with someone in that movie, one character. That character I identify. And each person is different, Not everyone identifies with the hero. Some people like the sidekick. They think the sidekick is such a great person, so they identify with that. Some people identify with the girl, not the man. That's why if you watch, the Harry Potter, different people like different cast members. So some people, I'm Harry Potter. They're like, no, I'd rather be Hermione. And then some people would rather be what? The chap next to him with the orange hair, Ron. And then some people say, no, I'm the owl. If there's an owl, they like to be the owl. Everyone got different people they want to be. Everyone identifies with different personalities. Some people say, I'm wise and old, so I'll be Dumbledore. Different. This is exactly what has happened to us. That's why this movie theater is just the greatest example. Now think what's happened. Sakshi Chaitanya, pure witness, pure consciousness is there. Then now this Maya with two Shaktis. Avarana Shakti conceals the truth. The truth is that I am a spectator. I am a witness. I am the Sakshi. That is veiled. And all of a sudden, a world is projected. A world of BMI, body, mind, intellect, and then OET. The entire world of BMI, OET. From my world, Earth, all the way up to Brahmaloka, all the way down to Patala. Whatever world, whatever galaxy you believe in, all of it is projected. Yeah. So all of this has taken place because these two powers. Yeah. These two powers belong to what is called Maya. Actually, Maya is constituted of this. So this thing called Maya. We're going to keep calling it Maya for now. Yeah. Now, this is how the entire universe is created. Now we have to explore what is the nature of this Maya. What is the nature of this world? Because if we understand that, so the world is coming from Maya. But now we should understand what is the nature of this Maya. Okay. Now, a few little technical terms, some of them you would have heard. So we have to ask ourselves, that first question is it existent? If it is not existent, then is it non-existent? That was what we started the question with. The conversation started with, what is the nature of the world? Because we said seer is existent and different to the seen. If seer is existent, then seen will be non-existent. But now we can define some of these terms. What is that which is called existent? Existent in Vedanta means that which is na badyeta, is not negated. That's called existent. That which cannot be negated in the three periods of time. Navadyeta. That is called existent. Reality. It's called the reality of the truth. That which cannot be negated. Now, what about that which is non-existent? Non-existent is called na pratiyeta. That which does not appear. It doesn't appear at all. That is called non-existent. It doesn't even show up. Guruji, in Shastra, they give this example of like the horns. They say the horns on the head of a rabbit. There are no horns on a rabbit. Guruji used to say that my horns, the horns on his own head. And he said, can you see the horns on his head? But he said, this doesn't always work, because one man said, yes, I can see them. Even though he said, yeah, I can, then there's a problem. So, but we don't have horns on our heads. So you say man's wings or man's horns, these are non-existent. They don't even appear. Okay. So there's a thing which doesn't appear at all. That's called non-existent. So existent, always there, never negated. Non-existent doesn't even appear. Now we have this problem. The world, which one do we classify it in? You made two boxes. Now, which one do we put it into? Now we said, let's put it into the first one. It is not negated. Oh, that's a problem. The world is negated. Because we already saw waking, dream, deep sleep. In deep sleep, the entire world of objects negated. They're not there. They're not there. So, does it come under pure existence? Doesn't fit the description of existence. Because the description of existence is nabhadyeta, that which does not, that which is not negated, not falsified, not void, does not become void. It's so it does. The world appears and then the world disappears. World appears, world disappears. So it cannot go into box one. Now we've got another box. The second box says that which does not even appear. Oh, doesn't come under that. No, it doesn't go into that either because it does appear. It does appear. Oh, so it doesn't fit into box one. It doesn't fit into box two. So now we have a problem. We need another box. So we go to the shops, we go to Target, get another box. Get another box. Now you must call that box different. That box cannot be called existent. That box cannot be called non-existent. So please give it another name. So this box is called appearance. Appearance. In Sanskrit, mithya. It's called mithya. Mithya also means illusion. Illusion. Appearance, illusion. And what is this box going to have? This box is going to say, in this box, things appear, but they are also negated. So, pratiyeta, they appear, but bhadyeta, they are also negated. So they appear, but they can be removed. When you say negated, can be removed. Appears, but can be removed. It's called mithya. This is very important. It's very important. Yeah. So our jagat comes under this mithya category. Yeah. Because it appears, but can be negated. Okay. So it's a special category that now is there. And the Mayas are the same thing. It's coming from Maya. That Maya actually creates that appearance. But Maya, when transcended, then you have almost, it's not there. Only person sees Brahman only. Yeah. So Maya also mithya. So this concept of Maya is introduced because we have this issue. And the issue is our own personal problem. Our problem is that we have taken things which are mithya to be satyam, real. We have taken the illusion to be real. And once you take something to be real, then you become very attached to it. Very attached to it. You hold on to it when something is real. It's dear to you. Think about it. Someone gives you jewelry and they say, this jewelry is real gold. Real gold. There's another type of jewelry which they use, I don't know what it's called, just for like fake jewelry or something like that. Huh? I think just for some show or something. If you want to show that, in case you don't have any new jewelry coming out, you just buy some fake jewelry and then wear that. And people go, oh, you have lots of jewelry. So I think it's called fake jewelry. Now, fake jewelry, they always say in your house, especially Indian community, everyone knows that in an Indian house, there's jewelry there. The burglars all know. The wider Australian community knows. Everyone knows. Facebook knows. Internet knows. WhatsApp knows. Everyone knows. Indian house, jewelry will be there. So the police always say, you must hide away the real jewelry and you must keep out the fake jewelry. Yeah? Because if you keep out the fake jewelry, that can be taken. Why? It's fake only. It doesn't matter. Huh? Some plastic thing looking as gold only. It's not really gold. So they say, keep that lying around. Sprinkle that all over your house. Fake jewelry. Yeah? Then the burglar will take the fake jewelry and he will miss the real jewelry. Why is that? Because that which is real is dear. Is the point. Whatever you take to be real is dear. Whatever is fake is not dear. Currently, we are so attached to the world. Why are we attached to the world? We've taken it to be real. This is the fundamental reason we are attached to the world. Because we have taken it to be real. We can do all different psychological investigations and introspection to find out why I am attached to this particular person, thing, job, situation. You can do all your introspection. But at the bottom of all that introspection is one thought. I have taken it to be real. That's the very bottom of it. Yeah. Then on top of that, there are different layers. Yeah. That I find this convenient. So whatever is convenient, some people get attached to. I find this very ostentatious and beautiful, so you get attached to that. I find this very entertaining, so you get attached to that. And each person will have their own thing that they're attached to. Some people like things that are flashy and gaudy, so they get attached to that. Some people like things that are very functional and convenient, so they get attached to them. And some people get attached to things which are give them joy and love. They get attached to that. The bottom line is, behind all of that, you have taken it to be real. Yeah? If you know it's not real, you will not hold on to it so much. Now think about it. Little children, yeah, when they sleep by themselves and all that, we sometimes give them teddy bear. You know, give them teddy bear. And then we say, Teddy, Teddy is there with you. Teddy, Teddy. Teddy, Teddy won't leave you. Yeah, and the child feels so happy because Teddy is there. Yeah. And teddy bear can be anything nowadays. I met someone, dingo. They sleep with the dingo. So dingo is there. Okay. Dingo. Because from Australia, Australian teddy bear called dingo. Okay. The other one has unicorn. Unicorn, very popular. So rainbow unicorn, very popular. So, and I think the unicorn's name was Uni. Uni the unicorn. Yeah. And Dingy the dingo. So you can come up with all these different things. Now for the child, that toy is very important. Why? Because the child believes that teddy is real. That child believes that when he's with the teddy bear, he's with someone, some protector or some companion, believes in it. And when the child comes to learn that the teddy is just teddy and is not real, not really companion, not really protector, then that child will lose fascination for that thing. Not that he hates it, but grows out of it. No fascination. So now you can take that teddy away from the child and give to another child. And they say, okay, why? Not fascinated anymore. Why? It's not real. It's not really my friend. It's not really my companion. It's not really protecting me. So once that vision is there, that it is mithya, illusion, and is not satyam, it is not real, that changes everything. Entire relationship with that thing changes. This is the point. This is the point. we have to change our relationship with this world, because currently we have taken the world to be Satyam, and we believe this world will never leave us. We believe the things in the world will never leave us. We believe the people in the world will never leave us. We believe our relationships will remain the same. And when they do change, it is very distressing. It causes a lot of sorrow. Why does it cause sorrow? Because I had a vision that this thing would be permanent, but it actually turned out to be temporary. I had a vision that this would always be with me, and then it left. That causes sorrow. It's because fundamentally the vision is incorrect. You can't blame the object. You can't blame the person. You can't blame the circumstance. I had an incorrect expectation. I expected permanence from something which is transitory. So if we are able to correct that vision, all of a sudden, every relationship you have will all of a sudden be free of sorrow. Every relationship. We are trying to fix each relationship one at a time. But the fundamental problem with all the relationships is we want them to be permanent. And when I say permanent, doesn't mean that you don't have to have that relationship, but the relationship will change. The relationship will change. People that were strangers can become acquaintances, can become friends. And then even friends can go from friends to acquaintances back to strangers. It's possible. People you are so close to, now don't see them anymore. They went back to, they migrated to another country. We don't see them. We were so close, so fun. We used to sit in each other's house and eat food. Actually, I sat in their house more than they sat in mine. But I like to say that we both shared the experience, but actually it was just me eating their food the whole time. And I think that's why they migrated to another country. They were too shy to tell me to stop coming and eating all their food. So they just decided to migrate to another country, and that way they thought that I would not come to their house. But I'm coming to that country next month, and I think I'll look them up. They can't escape me that easily. So, but you see, relationships at one point in time, very close. Another point in time, they also drift. We get very disturbed when people drift in our life. We were so close. Now I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Just something happened, gone. And we get disturbed by that. The nature of this world is comes, goes. Things must change, things must change, things must change. It will keep on changing. This is not problematic. So when I'm with someone, let me enjoy that time. But don't create that notion that this should be the same all the time forever. This experience should be the same all the time forever. No. You enjoy now. Now, if it is healthy, you enjoy it. If you are close, if it's a nice relationship, enjoy it now. Don't keep thinking of future, because future things will change. Yeah. That's why, if you have this vision that things are in a constant state of flux, you can actually appreciate the present moment much more. You will appreciate it much more, because you know it may not last. Not even may not, it will not last. Yeah, it will change. Once when we were studying in the ashram, my favorite thing to get was very dear to me. Was not food, was not clothes. it was books. If I got books, I'd be very happy. Yeah. But it's very hard to get any books. We weren't allowed to get anything in the ashram. Yeah, whatever books they wanted, they gave to us only. But I saw my friend had one very good book that I wanted to read on Sanskrit or something or another. And I said, can I borrow that book? And he said, okay, but I need it back. Don't keep it. Because some people are very good. They build their libraries with other people's books. That means they go around borrowing other people's books and never return them. This is how they have such wonderful libraries. So he said, you must give it back. So now when I was studying with this book, the whole time I knew, I don't know when he's going to want that book back. So anytime, I think it was a Sanskrit dictionary, anytime I had to look up a word, I will look it up immediately. Because I said, tomorrow, I may not have that opportunity. He may take the book. Yeah. And because of that thought that it's not going to be with me all the time, there was full utilization of that book. I used it to the max. Not that I destroyed the book and then gave it back to him. I kept it in good condition and then gave it back to him. But I used it. Later on in the course, our Acharya decided everyone will get a dictionary. So they went and bought everyone a dictionary. Now when I got my own dictionary, what happened? Oh, I need to look this word up. Leave tomorrow. Fine. A book is there anyway. Leave. Next time. This next time thinking keeps coming in. Later. I can do it later. Why? There's a concept of permanence. So, whenever we project this concept of permanence, we fail to engage wholeheartedly with that thing. Because we think, I can do it later. Yeah. And it happens in all aspects of life. You know, all our relationships, there are things we want to tell people. But we say, no, now is not the right time to tell. I'm not yet in the mood. I should be in the mood. How do you get in the mood? Give me one samosa, give me one pakora, give me some drink, some chai, then I'll get in the mood. And then while I'm eating samosa and pakora, who wants to talk about relationship trouble when you're having such a nice afternoon tea? So then let's not discuss that issue either. Let's just keep eating samosa, pakora. It's not the right time. And then things happen. We don't know what things happen. And then we say, oh, I regret not telling this person how much they meant to me, how much they impacted my life, how important they were to me. I never told them that. They were very dear to me. I never said anything. Yeah. And well, we consider that relationship to be permanent. So whenever we project permanent onto that which is temporary, it is called taking things for granted. That's what it's called. Yeah. And when you take things for granted, you have less appreciation for them and you have less gratitude for them. Yeah. Gratitude goes down. Appreciation goes down. We're taking for granted only. Yeah. People often say, how do you increase gratitude? How do you feel more, the deeper appreciation for people? Recognize it's temporary only. That's the thing. Recognize it's temporary. Then you have tremendous gratitude. That person came into your life. You have tremendous appreciation. That person did something for you. So in this world, we have taken that which is temporary and we have projected permanence on it. And this is the cause of all our sorrows. Therefore, here, this inquiry is saying, what is the cause of the entire Jagat? The Jagat is born out of these two powers. What is the power? Power of veiling the truth and projecting this illusion. And what is the nature of this veiling cum projection? Is it existent? No, it is not the reality. Why? Because it can be negated. Is it non-existent? No, because it appears. It comes under the third category called mithya, illusion. It is the nature of illusion. Where is this illusion born from? This thing called Maya. Okay, so the illusion is born from Maya, and that Maya abides in Brahman. It abides in Brahman, actually. When we say abides in Brahman, Maya is not actually staying in Brahman. Only for the ignorant person, we have to say Jagat comes from Maya, and Maya is Brahmashraya, stays in Brahman. Only for the ignorant person. For the person who is enlightened, he doesn't see Jagat, doesn't see Maya, only sees Brahman. He doesn't sit there and say, where is this Maya? Huh? Because he transcended Maya. So Maya is only for ignorant. It is not for the enlightened person. This is a subtle point. So it is something that the masters have put in to help answer the question that ignorant people have. It is not actually there. That's why Guruji gives a very interesting, little analogy which is given in the commentary. It's very nice. I like this. I'm going to read it out. A rich man distributed his property in his will amongst his 3 sons in the proportions of 1/2, 1/3, and 1/9. At his death, all his property was shared except for 17 horses, which remained to be distributed. The king's advisor was riding along, and they all sought his advice. He looked at the situation, and he gave his own horse. He added his horse to the total of their horse. Now they had 17, now he added 1, so they're 18. Then he said, now, do your division. Yeah, now what's the division? 1/2, 1/3, 1/9. So then 18 horses, they did 1/2. So one son gets 9 horses. 18 horses, 1/3 means 6. So one son gets 6 horses. And then 18 horses, the other son gets 1/9. 1/9, 2 horses. 9 plus 6 plus 2, 17. His horse was remaining. He took his horse and went off. In that way, he solved their problem. Same way, the problem of where this Jagat comes from is a problem only for ignorant person. Therefore, the rishis bring in the concept of Maya, just to help the ignorant person get over the fascination and attachment to Jagat. Then when the ignorant person gives up fascination for Jagat and can abide in Brahman, becomes enlightened, then he looks back and says, "Oi, that whole Maya thing was just one little trick you played on me. It wasn't actually there. Yeah, it wasn't there. Jagat also wasn't there. You were only fooled by the whole thing." Huh? Just like when we sit in that movie theater, and we start asking too many questions about that movie, the finally director said, it's just a movie, don't take it so seriously. Because some people, they get too engaged. They kind of like pundits on that movie. And they want to know which character and what his backstory is and what year he was born in. And this character is from this place and that is his backstory. And the director and story writer haven't even created anything about that. They said, we didn't even think about that because the whole thing is just made up. Why are you taking it so seriously? That's why some people want to know who is Harry Potter's mom and dad? Where did they come from? What is their background, nationality? When did they start dating each other? And then when did they fall in love? The thing is not even on them. It's on Harry Potter only. We just made them up only. Whatever the grandparents, what the grandparents doing? Now let's go back and trace Harry Potter's, what do you call it, family tree. That's what we are doing at the moment. We are all tracing Harry Potter's family tree by investigating this Jagat. You know, where this came from, where that comes from, where this comes from. It's all just Harry Potter fiction only. Yeah? So then they have to sit there and say, the thing is only just a story. Don't get too carried away with it. This Jagat is going on. Therefore, to stop all these endless stories, Rishis finally say, it's a Maya. Stop. Don't ask any more questions. Huh? Can we ask more questions about this Maya? No. No more questions. Because they say about this Maya, anirvachaniyam. Anirvachaniyam cannot be explained. Cannot be explained. Stop asking questions. Oh, but I have one more question, Swamiji. Can I say? Okay, thank you. The people are sending me all these questions on the email. One more question. Rishis were much smarter than me. They didn't have an email. And they didn't say keep sending. They just said everything stops in Maya. That's it. No more questions. So this Maya is introduced only for the sake of the deluded person. It's not actually there. The only thing that actually exists is Brahman. Brahman alone is there. If you are seeing anything else, it is just delusion only. Yeah. Let's give you an example of snake and rope. Rope alone is there, and you are seeing a snake on top of it. Now you want me to explain what type of snake is it? How venomous is the snake? Where did the snake come from? How old is the snake? Does the snake have children? Is the snake looking after its children? Does it have a family as well? Does it have cousins? Do they all go out? Is the snake affected by COVID? Is there COVID restrictions on the snake, or does the snake roam around freely? All these questions on a snake which doesn't exist. Therefore, Maya is said. Now, please understand, the reason I say this point is because some people, they become more fascinated with Maya than they do with Brahman. This happens in Vedanta. People like asking more questions about Maya than about Brahman. And in Vedanta, you are supposed to discover Brahman, not Maya. Maya is not what we are out to discover. Even Gurudev, at one point in time, he was asking his Guru, Swami Aparokshananda Maharaj. And Aparokshananda Maharaj said, you came here to discover the truth of Maya. Which one did you come? There are no more questions for this. Keep your focus on your goal. In sports, keep your eye on the prize. Know what you're gunning for. Don't get distracted. So don't get distracted too much about Jagat and Jagat Karanam, cause of the world, because this cause of the world, people always ask, the question that people love asking, why did God create this world? This is the question that people love asking. Yeah. And this is the question. If you understand what I just said, you will never ask this question. Never. Now I'm looking at everyone on the screen. Now, all you people are not allowed to ask the question, but we've explained the point now. So if I get any question of why did God create the world from any one of you, don't worry. This video is recorded. You can watch it again. The point is not Maya. The point is Brahman. Okay? We must get back to the truth. The reason Maya is introduced is purely to quieten the intellect. Intellect, stop asking questions. That's the point. Is to tell the intellect, stop asking questions about the false and start inquiring into the truth. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah. So, great master Shastra says, although there is only Brahman, because you are seeing a thing called Jagat that is different to Brahman, and you're taking it to be real, and because you are suffering, therefore, we're going to tell you that Jagat is not real. It's called an illusion. That illusion is born out of a thing called Maya, and this Maya doesn't have any reality. Okay? That when you realize Brahman, there was no Maya. It's not there only. It's a current figment of my imagination going on at this point in time. Okay? Figment of my imagination. From where? From the first thought in my head all the way to the end of Brahmaloka. All of this comes under Jagat. So you don't even need to get too wrapped up in your own thoughts. Because even our own thoughts also come under Jagat. And this Jagat, Maya only, illusion. Don't get too fascinated with your thoughts either. Because some thoughts, they just linger. They don't go. That's why mind is called Linga Sharira. It lingers. It just hangs around. Some thoughts are like that. They just linger. Don't spend too much time thinking about it. You focus on Sakshi witness. Not why this thought there, how do I get rid of this thought there? Doesn't matter. Okay. 8:43. Okay, we'll do the next verses how quickly we can do. 14th verse. We can see it's connected to this anyway.
Srishtirnama Brahma Rupe. Srishtirnama Brahma Rupe. Satchidananda Vastuni. Satchidananda Vastuni. Abdhau Fenadivat Sarva. Abdhau Fenadivat Sarva. Namarupa Prasarana. Namarupa Prasarana.
I'm going to read this translation. Creation is the manifestation of names and forms in the reality, which is existence, consciousness, bliss, like foam in the ocean. Okay, so here they give me a bit more explanation about what is Jagat. Jagat is Nama Rupa Prasarana. That means Prasarana, expansion. Expansion, extension, spreading. Expansion of name and form is called creation. And where is this creation taking place? Brahma Rupe Satchidananda Vastuni. In that Satchidananda Brahman. That's where it's taking place. Creation is taking place in the reality. Just like what? Where is the projection of the movie taking place? On the white screen. It's not happening anywhere else. It's happening on the white screen. That white screen is real. Everything projected onto it is false. Okay. So where is it taking place? In Brahman. What is the nature of Jagat? Expansion of name and form. That's it. That's all it is. Like what? Abdau Fenadivat. Abdau means ocean. Fenadi means waves. Fena means foam. So in an ocean, when we watch an ocean, we see waves. And then the waves, we see foam. You know, that white that comes out there. So there's big waves, small waves, foam, all this type of thing. Now, this thing we call big wave, this thing we call small wave, that is something we have given name to it. Ocean just says it is me. Ocean only says it's me. Ocean doesn't sit there and say this is big wave, this is small wave, and this is foam. Ocean just says all this is me. It is me only. Outsider has said this is big wave, small wave, foam, what do you call it? Rip. tidal wave, tsunami, undercurrents, all these things we have given different names to. Because Nama Rupa Prasarana. And we have given ocean different names. Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean. The ocean said, I don't belong to any one of you. I am not Pacific, I am not specific, I'm not anything. I'm just ocean only. Why you people have cut me up and decided to say you are Atlantic, and you are Indian Ocean. So why am I Indian Ocean? Yeah, I don't want to be Indian Ocean. I want to be different ocean. One body of water, but now we have decided to cut. And because one body of water, I don't even know how many oceans there are actually, to be honest. Maybe 7, could be more. We have taken one body of water, we've cut it into so many pieces. Yeah. And now because of that, poor children in geography have to memorize all these names. But you see, if we just called it water, then children in geography would all pass. They would all be very smart. But because we decided to go Atlantic, Pacific and all this, the poor child can't pass his exam also. You must feel sympathy. Because we keep on cutting things into smaller and smaller parts, making it harder for the next generation to because more names to remember. Yeah? In caveman era, it was just called water. So if you ask, what is that thing? Water, finished. He passed his exam. But now, 2020, so many different lakes. They have seas, they have oceans, all different things. Same way, Brahman in reality alone is there. Brahman alone is there. But now on this Brahman, we have decided to give different names and forms. We have decided to name all these different things. And as we name more and more things, we keep creating more and more Srishti. Actually, Brahman is saying, I alone am there. That's it. You people keep on giving more names to different. Why we give names? Because we see difference. And why we see different? Maya. They keep saying, we see one, it is different to me. That's the first level of difference. And then amongst themselves, we see more differences. But the first issue is, it is different to me. Once you see it as different to you, then after that, analysis, classification, all this goes on. Naming, specifications. Then creation expands. Yeah. But it says, that's what this Abdav Fenadi was a very interesting thing to meditate. You can either meditate as someone standing and looking at the ocean, and then you consider the ocean to be real with all its different parts. Or you meditate as the ocean. When you meditate as the ocean, all the differences are gone. Because you say, it's only me. It's only me. All this is me. You see, like a doctor, when a doctor looks at a body, they will see all different organs and all that. But you and I don't know the different organs. It's me only. I am having trouble digesting my dinner. But doctor will sit there and say, oh, gastric acid is not working properly in your stomach. Or there's an obstruction in your duodenum. Or your esophagus or something or another. They will come up with all these different things. Now they have broken you into different parts. But you say, it's me? And they say, don't worry, we can just take out a little bit of your intestine. Don't take out my intestine. I want my intestine. Why are you taking this? It's me. That's me. They say, you don't need that much intestine. It's too much, actually. We can take about 2 meters out. You don't need it. Huh? No. Then they say, if we take it out, you might become thinner. They say, oh, okay, now let me think about it. Oh, that's an interesting point. Maybe you can take some of it. If we lose some weight in the process, maybe it's good. But you see how names, what is the first Beda? The first Beda difference, me and that thing. That is the first difference that is made. And then from that, the entire Jagat comes out. So if you meditate this meditation, if you see, I as the ocean, how do I see all the differences? I don't see them. But if I sit there and think I'm a wave, or I'm the foam, or I'm a tidal wave, or I'm undercurrent, then I say, I am different to that. I am different to this. Same way, if I meditate as a jiva, then I will see differences. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, difference. But if I meditate as Brahman, I am that Brahman, then everything is only me. The entire Jagat is happening in me. The ocean says all the waves exist in me. Brahman says the entire creation exists in me. Meditate as that Brahman. All this exists in me. Then you will not have any problems with any part of this world. Why? Because it's me. There will be immediate identification with all creatures, all objects. There's oneness will be there. Okay. So now we have seen a bit more about the nature of this creation, its origin. So what is the cause of this universe? A thing called Maya. This Maya has got two powers, veiling, avarana, and projecting, vikshepa. What is the nature of this Jagat? Jagat is just extension of name and form. Essentially, only one thing is there. Okay. Topic is a little bit heavy. Don't worry. We have more verses to help explain. Hopefully explain, hopefully not confused, but doesn't matter. What does it matter? We'll keep on going. We'll keep on going until we get the whole thing clear. No stopping. Okay, we'll finish with that for this week. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Hari Om.